Hi, it's Prime Palindrome, and I have another speed paint and voiceover for you. I wanted to make a Pale King fan art piece from Hollow Knight for a while now, but I could never really think of what I wanted. I couldn't just draw him on the throne or buying buzzsaws in the bulk from Home Depot. It's just, and then I got this image in my head, a gift from the art gods, just to dramatize his role in the Hollow Knight universe and his relationship to his evil sins and his children. So, enjoy! Here we are with the beginning sketch. It's in a triangle because some monk told me that was a very powerful shape to use in any composition. I'm blocking in the colors. It's not important yet what colors, I just want to have it nice and covered. I filmed this live on Twitch, so I showed them something I was working on, some creepy yoga art. And you're going back into the original drawing. My composition here is the Pale King holding the pure vessel, and I also included the knight in the bottom left corner. And just saying, if you have a different interpretation of this artwork, that's totally fine, death of the author and so forth. Here I'm separating the shapes with little lines, and I'm using a new brush that I found online with color dynamics on. I like it a lot, and it gives you many colors for the price of one. Now it's important to just select a main color, so I'm just adjusting the settings in color mode, and I'm being mindful of the light direction I'm choosing. On screen right now is the reference I made. I just take impressions of the area I want to draw and just the characters, just to render them and help me choose the shapes, like for the skulls. With the light direction in mind, I add highlights, and I want the brightest brights to be on the Pale King and the baby, and the rest should be in shadows. I'm also adding the contrast light, secondary light source. The orange glow of the infection could also be a campfire if you want to see it like that, but I wanted it to be in the story of this picture. I didn't use a real sketch for this because the image was so clear in my mind, and I don't usually use sketches to my own demise. Here I'm also adding the global shadows. It's better to work with a big brush, just you don't need to see all those tiny little squidge marks from a small brush. I wanted to stay true to the simple shapes of the game and also include very singular lighting, just to have one thing that is in focus and the rest is in the background kinda. I zoom out a lot so I have a good overview of what everything looks like together. This is a trick I was taught by Insta. You should check out her channel. She knows everything, almost everything. I don't want to give you high expectations, but she does know everything. I also didn't want to over detail the figures of the pile because they should be a singular expression of suffering and not individual suffering. I also made the figure of the knight the only one of those suffering individuals to look at the camera, so he captures your eye and you could identify with him optimally. I mostly kept everything on one layer, erasing with a brush, and that kept my computer happy. I say it a lot, but I didn't know this in the beginning, and it just made my artwork a little bit more wonky. The positions of the heads were important to me. I wanted it to be a bit reminiscent of maybe baby Jesus and his mom, just a renaissance. I don't know why NATO appeared in the screen there. It's just, we were talking about acronyms, I think. I don't know. The best art advice I can give you at this moment is just to make art, just get mileage and progress every day a little bit or every week. Hey, it was the triangle again. Don't wait for the perfect moment because it will never arrive. Here I have my cleanup grid again. I just put it on a separate layer and work underneath it. Don't forget to lock it because you'll end up drawing over it and then you'll just have to erase around and it's a whole hassle. I still end up getting distracted and being all over the place. I just see stuff I want to fix and go over there and then go over here. It's just a part of it. I do think that there has to be a lot of details in every part of my painting, but not refinement. So I want the focus point to be on the king and have the best rendering there, and step down in layers of rendition from him to the surrounding areas. I'm always thinking of this drawing as a 3D shape. That's how I determine where the light touches and where it doesn't. You'll see it coming up right here. I made a sketch in pink, what I actually see behind it. It's very helpful, and just to study those forms separately before you start something big like a giant fan art piece. Here I varied the skulls and tried to treat every one of them with a little story just to get the expression right. It's all very sad, but it needs to be done. I finished this part off stream. I just like to spend some extra detailing time, just shrinking the brush, making the edges nice and crisp. Sometimes I use the lasso tool for that. It just needs to look neat. I also didn't want to overwork it, but it was also important to just find pieces of the work that bothered me instinctually and go there and try and fix it. It's not really a matter of following rules here. It's all about doing what feels good, I guess. I guess it's my New Year's resolutions just to make more fan art and to push myself into outside of my comfort zone. Also, I adjusted the crown to look more like how it should look. And that's it basically. At the end, I make sure to just saturate and bring out the values as best I can. So darker shadows and the highlights. I use a soft brush to bring in the ambience, and then I add the highlights. I like adding the highlights the most actually. And at the end, I merge everything into the final artwork and just adjust the values just a little bit, just to make it look like it's all belonging together. Very happy with how it turned out. Welcome to the outro. I hope you enjoyed the video. Also, thanks for liking and subscribing. It doesn't matter for the algorithm at this point, but it makes me very happy. So if you do that, yay! And hopefully see you next time. Bye!